Number 11 says bismuth 210 is an isotope and it decays by about 13% each day. A sample initially has a mass of 150 milligrams, which represents the amount A after T days. So we're going to use that same formula we used on the last slide. Okay, A equals our initial amount, which is 150, times 1 plus or minus, and because it's decaying, we're going to use minus, then our rate. 13% as a decimal is 0.13 to the power of t. So then we just need to simplify that and find the equation that matches. So 1 minus 0.13 is going to give us 0.87. So 150 times 0.87 to the power of t, which means our answer is C. Number 12 says, which of the following represents an exponential function whose initial value is 40%, for which y grows by 20% per year? Okay, so looking at the graphs, we can immediately eliminate anything that is not growing, which would be answer choice A. Okay, we can eliminate that because it's going down, and we know we want it to grow. The next thing that we can do is eliminate anything that doesn't have an initial value of 40. Okay, so if I look here, that's an initial value of 40. That's an initial value of 40. That is not an initial value of 40, so I can cross it off. Okay, the next thing I want to find is the graph that is growing by 25% per year. Okay, if I look at this one, after 1 year, it's up to 80 from 40. That's doubling. That's not growing by 25%. So that is not our answer, which means our answer is B. Okay. Number 13 says, how is the graph of y equals 60 times 1.08 to the power of x affected if it is changed to 50 times 1.08 to the power of x? Notice the only thing that changed was we went from 60 to 50. So our initial amount, our y-intercept, went down by 10. So we're just going to find the answer choice that says our y-intercept went down, which in this case would be answer choice A. Okay. The next one we're going to look at is 14. 14 says to factor the expression x squared minus 7x plus 12. Okay. Now, because it tells us we're factoring and we have 3 terms, we're going to use our chart. Remember, in our chart, we have plus, minus, and in the first column, we have a times c. Since our a is 1 and our c is 12, that's going to give us 12 in the first column. Then we're going to write all of the factors of 12. 12 and 1, 6 and 2, 4 and 3. Then we're going to add those together. 13, 8, 7, and then subtract them. 11, 4, 1. Now that we've done that, we can look for our middle term, which is 7. Okay, because 7 is in our plus column, we are going to have the same signs with our 4 and our 3, and because this is a minus, they are going to both be minuses. So I'm going to rewrite negative 7x as negative 4x minus 3x. Notice they are both the same side, same sign, and they are both minuses. Now that I have 4 terms, I can group this. From that first group, I can take out an x, leaving me with x minus 4. From that second group, I can take out negative 3, leaving me with x minus 4 again. Since my 2 groups are the same, I can write my factors. What we took out, x minus 3, and what we had left, x minus 4. Then I just look for the answer choice that says that, which in this case is answer choice A. Now again, we could have graphed this in our graphing calculator just like I taught you in the first few questions. You can graph the original equation, x squared minus 7x plus 12, and your answer choices and see which one matches, or you can factor it like we did in the chart here. The next question we have is number 15. It says to simplify 4x squared y to the power of 3 times 2xy to the third to the power of 4. Okay, now anytime we have a power taken to a power, which is what we have going on with this 3 on the outside and the 4 on the outside, we have to first take everything in those parentheses to that power. Okay, so it goes to the 4, it goes to the x, it goes to the y. It goes to the 2, it goes to the x, it goes to the y. So I'm going to have 4 to the third. And then when I have a power raised to a power, I multiply. So x to the sixth, y to the third. And then I have 2 to the fourth, x to the fourth, and y to the 12th. Now I'm going to simplify. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. So I have 64, x6, y to the third, times 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. 16, x to the fourth, y to the 12th. Now all I have left is multiplication. Okay, remember when you multiply, you add your exponents and multiply your coefficient. So I have 64 times 16, which gives me 1024. X to the 6th times x to the 4th. 6 plus 4 is 10. And y to the 3rd times y to the 12th. 3 plus 12 is 15. So my answer is 1024, x to the 10th, y to the 15th, or A. Number 6 says, which expression is a factor of x squared minus 5x minus 16? Okay. Number 17 is the same type of problem. Because it doesn't give us both factors in the answer choices, we can't just plug them into the graph, and we actually have to use our table for this one. Okay, so for the first one, our a times c, 1 times 6 is going to give us 6. So the factors of 6 are 6 and 1, 3 and 2. So I'm going to add those together, 7, 5, and then subtract 5, 1. Because we have two 5s here, we look for our c. Our c is negative, so we pick the one in the negative column. Okay, that tells us we are going to have different signs. And because we want to make a negative 5, we are going to use negative 6 plus 1. So I'm going to break this up as x squared. Sorry, that's pretty ugly. Let me just redo that. Hold on. X squared minus 6x plus 1x minus 6. And now that I have 4 terms, I can group it. First 2 terms, last 2 terms. The only thing I can take out of that first group is x, leaving me with x minus 6. The only thing I can take out of that second group is 1, leaving me again with x minus 6. Because I have the same thing in both groups, I can write my 2 factors, x plus 1 and x minus 6. Then I'm going to look for either of those 2 factors in my answer choices. If you notice, the first one is x minus 6, so that is our answer. Now we're going to repeat this whole process over here to find the factors of x squared minus 11x plus 30. So first thing I need to do is create my AC chart. So plus, minus. A is 1, C is 30. So factors of 30. 30 and 1. 15 and 2. 10 and 3. And 6 and 5. So I'm going to add them. 31. 17. 13. 11. And subtract. 29, 13, 7, and 1. Okay, I want to look for my b value, which is 11. Falls under the plus column, and it's a negative 11, so I'm going to use negative 6x and negative 5x. So I'm going to come over here and break that up. X squared minus 6x minus 5x plus 30. Okay, now that I have 4 terms, I can group it. Factor by grouping, take out an x, leaving me with x minus 6. And in the second group, I can take out negative 5. Again, leaving me with x minus 6. So my two factors are x minus 5 and x minus 6. I'm just going to look at my answer choices now and see if I can find one of those. And I have it right here, x minus 5. Number 18 says to simplify the expression below. So when I'm simplifying, the first thing I need to do is eliminate parentheses. So I'm going to distribute this 5. I'm going to distribute this negative 3. 5 times x, 5x. 5 times negative 4, negative 20. Then negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 15. Sorry, I said the answer. Negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. Then the only thing left to do there is combine like terms, 5x and negative 6x, and then negative 20 and 15. 5 minus 6 is negative x. Negative 20 plus 15 is negative 5. So the answer is negative x minus 5, or A. Number 19 says, what will the exponent of y be when the expression 6x to the 4th y to the 9th to the power of 7 is simplified? Okay, so the only thing that I need to look at is this part right here. Now, just like we talked about before, when you have a power to a power, you multiply. 9 times 7 is 63. So your answer is just 63. The last one we're going to talk about in this video is number 20. It says Brian deposits $150 into a savings account. If the amount in the account increases by 15% every year, which of the following equations represents the amount of money Brian will have in the account after 4 years? So we're going to have to go back to that equation we talked about before. Y equals our initial amount, which is 150, times 1 plus or minus, and if we're increasing, we're going to put plus, our rate, which is 15%, or 0.15, to the power of time, which in this case is 4. Okay? Then we can just simplify that. 1 plus 0.15 is 1.15. And then find the answer choice that matches, which in this case is going to be answer choice B. Now we will continue the review in the next video.